Okay, I want to welcome you all to my webinar. My name is Andrew Summers, and I'm so excited to have you here. I have a lot of information for you, and you're going to get an incredible amount out of this, so I'm going to get right to it, okay? In this video, you're going to discover how my proven scale system will drive qualified leads automatically to call and hire your firm. This system will work for you day and night, while you're sleeping, while you're working, while you're out playing with your kids, while you're out playing golf. It's designed to give you back the life you deserve to live and remove all of the stress, headaches, sleepless nights, the hopelessness that comes with trying to get new clients to call and hire your firm. Now, you can do a lot of things to get your phone to ring, but a lot of them will just make your problems much worse. The qualified part of that statement, it's very important, and I'm going to explain that in a little detail later on, so pay attention, okay? Does that sound great to you? Okay, let's go. This is not something I'm just endorsing or I heard it works. This system is the exact system I used and use myself today, as a matter of fact, to rescue myself from the doom and gloom and drive qualified clients to call me ready to hire me on the spot. If you feel like what used to work isn't working anymore, or you just want to get a huge advantage over everyone else in your market, then stay tuned because this system can change your life. It changed my life. The biggest takeaway I want you to get from this video is how you can get 25, 50, 75 or more qualified leads calling you every single month. You'll also find out about a huge and extremely expensive mistake that many firms are making when trying to get leads and how to avoid it. I'm so excited to be sharing it with you. Stay with me here. I have a lot of information, but it's all amazing. I have a secret that I'm going to tell you in this video that you can take advantage of right now, and it's something that I've used with incredible success. And the best part is it can be leveraged and leveraged over and over again. I would say 95% of the attorneys I speak to tell me about the massive impact their lack of new clients is having on them emotionally. The stress from this creeps into your home life. It just spreads everywhere. They speak about the effect, of their wives, their husbands, their kids. It makes them be just not them, not themselves. I've felt that before. I really have. And if you can relate to that at all, I urge you to stay because I'm going to tell you what I'm going to tell you about can help you literally reinvent yourself. It's really amazing. I have a system to show you that will get rid of the people who just take up your time and never hire you. The worst clients who pay you the least and they demand, of course, the most. The completely automatic system I'm going to detail will indoctrinate your leads and prove to them that you are their best choice before they even pick up the phone to call you. Gone will be the days of feeling like you need to qualify yourself and your experience over and over again to each new lead. Now, internet marketing, it's full of gurus. Marketing on the internet is absolutely bustling with gurus. Some of them are great and have a ton of information that can be gathered and it can help you be more successful. But there are a lot of these people who are out there right now promoting a huge fallacy, and it's just flat out bad information. If you don't know how to avoid it, this big fallacy actually works against you in a huge way. And the nuts and bolts of this video is that I'll be showing you the 4 simple things that you must have in place to go out, have your best year ever, make your phone ring off the hook with qualified leads, take back control, and live without all that stress and worry forever. So the game has changed, you know it. I know you can tell, and it will never be the same. What used to work doesn't work anymore. In fact, what worked 3 years ago doesn't even work. If you had this realization, or you just had it now, stay tuned because you have to see what I have to show you. I started hearing about this some time ago, this next point, from attorneys I work with, and it's really become absolutely rampant. These younger attorneys, fresh out of school, they grew up with this stuff. They're taking away years and years of work building referral networks and stealing leads out right from under you. Have you ever had that happen to you? Where did you expect to be in your career today? Did you expect to be needing to try and go out and find clients again? Or was your plan, as most attorneys, were that once you built your practice, you could stop prospecting and going to lunches and conferences, stop worrying about getting new clients? Where is your easy street? Just take a moment, just stop for a second, think about it. If I had asked you where you would be today, the day you passed the bar, would you say you would be here where you are today, right now? Attorneys I speak to tell me they had a plan and it just got completely derailed in the last 4 to 8 years. And you didn't choose to be a lawyer to learn about sales or marketing or internet technology, did you? I haven't heard of a single attorney who did. And if you can relate to feeling like this, then you're in the right place. And I have a solution for you. Just hold on with me. I have great stuff to show you. Most of the attorneys I speak to have been in practice for quite some time, but I do get younger attorneys who want to supercharge their practice early on. Some went out on their own, and they just don't have time to deal with prospecting and marketing. If that sounds like you, stay with me here. I'm going to show you how you can rocket launch in a way that has never been possible before. If you go to Google and type attorney marketing or something along those lines, I mean, my goodness, you're going to spend the next 10 years with companies showing up in ads everywhere, following you all over the internet. There are so many shops out there that have sprung up, and I'm going to show you how and why so many of them do not deliver on their promises at all. My promise to you who are listening to this video is this. I am going to show you how to own an automatic system that will market your firm and drive qualified leads to call and hire you. It will work 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. I'm going to show you how you can scale that system based simply on your ability to handle incoming leads. I'm going to show you how to take back the initiative and the control and stop having your hard-earned momentum poached right out from under you. Get rid of the stress of marketing forever. That part, it gets me really fired up. All right, let's go here. So there's nothing for sale in this webinar, but I do have a special gift for you if you stay to the end, and I hope you do, because this information can truly change your life. It absolutely changed mine. Does it seem like the last 5 to 10 years got harder instead of getting easier? That wasn't supposed to happen, was it? If it did, if it seemed that way, or if it seems that way to you now, stay with me, because I'm going to tell you exactly why in this video in just a minute. Now, you know that going out to every mixer and meeting and joining every association is just inefficient. You can't be in 100 places at once, can you? And what are you giving up to go to these events and work these networks in terms of time away from family and just even some time for yourself? My father, he's an IP attorney. He was always off at some convention or some association meeting or conference trying to network. He was on the board of a bunch of them, and it was great at the time because it used to be the only way. But it was a tremendous time drain on him, and he was always just exhausted. I mean, I really felt bad for him. He just worked so much, and they had to snake down the 405 freeway in LA and drag himself to some meeting after hours to help himself get more work. It sucked for me and for him, as a matter of fact. And the fact of the matter is, and I'm going to elaborate on this, but you know this as well, those mechanisms for getting clients just don't work anymore. If they do, they work at a fraction of how they used to, and they're highly wasteful of your time. So are you sick of losing clients to less qualified attorneys? Does it frustrate you knowing that if you aren't marketing your firm, nobody is? One of the things I always talk about with professionals is the eternal pile of bricks. You have this pile of bricks that represents all the things in your business, in your firm, that you have to get done. And what's so frustrating for attorneys is you leave at night, you look over at that pile of bricks on the way out the door, and you go home and you try and family a little bit, you try and get some sleep, if you can, if you're not so stressed out. And then you show up the next day and voila, that pile is still sitting right there. The magic brick fairy doesn't come along in the night, wave her wand, and some of those bricks just got moved. They're all still there. And can really get really overwhelming to just have the thought of that pile of bricks back at work permeating back into your life. When you're at your kid's soccer game and your mind just goes to this pile of things you have to do, and you just don't want it, and you don't want it to interrupt your life. I can 100% relate to that, and I know what that feels like. And then to add marketing your firm to that pile, it's just too much. It really is. And I completely understand, and you are definitely not alone. I hear this all the time. Do you really want to go back and start learning how to market in 2018? I've yet to have an attorney tell me how neato he thought it all was. Now, me, I'm a super nerd. I worked for America Online, if you remember what that is, back in like 93, 94, and a little bit for a few years after that. I eat, sleep, live this stuff. I'm like massive nerd. But if you're not a massive nerd, it's okay. We can still, we can still play golf together. We can still be friends. And if you're not a super nerd, you're definitely watching the right video. 100%. Okay, enough of this. Let's figure out how to get the hell out of this hell and back to some billable hours. Let's go. I talk to a lot of attorneys. I can tell you a lot of them feel like the deck is just stacked against them. They keep investing in the wrong solutions, or they just have no clue what direction to go in, who to trust, and they feel like they just can't break through. So many of them are just so frustrated, and it really elicits this gut-wrenching nausea, just this emotional overload, and not being able to get their message out and then get their phone to ring. My father was actually forced out of his firm and took a few clients and just started working from home. And I saw him trying to market himself and just never getting anywhere with it. He actually just eventually semi-retired. He just kind of gave up, and I couldn't blame him. This was many years ago before I started this journey that I've been on. And I saw the effect it had on him, just not having the tools or anyone to help him. He just couldn't find the answer. It was devastating to him, and I wish I had known then what I know now, because I could have helped him succeed in an amazing way, and I just wasn't there yet. Look, when you get busy, you can't stop to start trying to prospect. You have to work, so you don't have anything in the pipeline. And then what happens? Fast forward. And then if you try and learn about marketing online, it's just a raging sea of information. Sometimes even I am just shocked at the sheer volume of information. It's just overload. And there's no way for someone who hasn't been buried in it for years to have any idea how to do it themselves. In fact, many systems, they actually take advantage of this fact and can waste a ton of people's money. They're out there. And everyone has a suggestion. You should do this or you should do that, or I have a friend who does this on the side, or you can get this software, it'll do everything. How the hell are you supposed to know what to do? I get it. I've heard it. I have the solution. It's coming. We're on our way. And so this whole thing, it's just chipping away at you. Your wallet, your family life, your health. And it just makes you ineffective even at the things you're really good at. I've had so many attorneys tell me that they've been reduced to basically like just mush, non-functional mush. And, well, I won't curse, but it makes them really, really, really mad. Really mad. Because they didn't set out to be marketers. They set out to be great lawyers. And they are. They just need to get the clients so they can do what they do best. The emotional and physical toll of this stress and worry, I can tell you, is damaging you physically, emotionally, and just in every area of your life. I've been there. I know the effects. You can see them a little bit when you're in it, but I can tell you once you break free of it and you look back, you're amazed at all the things you can see and how overpowering this anxiety and stress is in literally every facet of your life. It steals time. You're stealing time from one thing to be able to do another and trying to juggle your work and your family. Everybody's mad at you for one reason or another. There's never enough time in the day. I mean, God forbid you see a friend once in a while, and it just can, when you're there, you feel guilty. You play golf, you feel guilty because you're not doing something else. It's overwhelming. I've felt it. I've lived it. I've had attorneys tell me that's exactly where they are. I know exactly what that's like. All these things, they're just symptoms. They're symptoms of the big problem. And the reason why I created this program is to address the real problem. All of these things, the other things, they just fade away when you get down and address the real core of all this. I am here to tell you that you are not alone. I've been there. I've helped countless others who have been there. There is a solution. I have it, and I'm going to show it to you. So stay with me. These are all the things that attorneys have told me they're either being told or they've tried, and I can tell you each one of them is a money-wasting rabbit hole that is incredibly easy to fall down. You don't need a better, more color coordinated, beautiful website. You don't need to pay someone tons of money for SEO every month. Some of you won't even know what that is. That's fine. Uh, it's better if you don't know what it is. It's a massive waste of money. You don't need to try and trick people into calling you to inundate your phone with people who aren't going to hire you and will waste hours and hours of your time. You don't need to buy some huge expensive email list and then beg people to hire you every day using it. All the while that you're just hoping it doesn't land in people's junk boxes. All your emails just get fired off right through and boom, right to their junk box, and they never read it. They never even see it. You don't need to learn how to code or buy some new software, some monthly charging you expensive software, and there's a new one every single day. If you don't have a system, it's a system. It's just a really bad one. You don't need a new shiny template website, and they are all templates, I assure you at this point. Even though they tell you it's custom, it's not custom. It's just their template they're using over and over and changing out the photos and promising it will get your phone to ring. Because don't you look so professional now? A web page is just a business card, and I'm going to talk about that more later. But at this point in the online world, yes, you need a website because yes, you need a business card, but they're actually just about one and the same. I'll just ask you, are you filling your appointment book from all the cards you gave out last year? Is that keeping you busy all the time? Your system is the wrong system. That's the big problem. The energy you are outputting and the money you are spending, it's all feeding the wrong machine and wasting money left and right. Does any of that sound familiar to you? Was I describing you at all? If even one of those points you can relate to, then you're in the right place, and I have something amazing for you that's going to change your life and get that 1,000-pound phone to ring off the hook. All right, I'm sitting up. I'm getting excited. This is the good stuff here. Enough of that drab, enough of that dar. We're going to get into the good stuff right here. I love talking about this system. I literally just sat up straighter in my chair. This is what gets me out of bed in the morning right here. Once you deploy this system, this proven system, you're going to be able to leverage the absolutely incredible power of Facebook. There's never been anything like it. You're going to be able to have your phone ring constantly with qualified leads who need no salesy closing, no used car salesman lines, no catchy cold calling scripts. These people are going to call your firm's phone and they're going to be qualified, pre-qualified to hire you. They're going to know you, they're going to like you, they're going to trust you, and they're going to understand your services. And they're going to want to pay you for the solutions you can provide them. They are simply calling to hire you. Your conversations with these people during your inbounding process are going to be incredibly short. They're direct. They're just short little phone calls. They already know everything there is to know about you. They've been indoctrinated, and your conversions are going to go through the roof. You're going to own a system that is automated, that you can scale, that is going to work for you every minute of the day, 365 days a year, for years and years to come. It's amazing, and I'm really, really excited to share it with you, and I cannot wait to see your reaction when you're just growing like gangbusters and making more and more money. It's truly an incredible feeling deep in your chest, knowing you have a system that is out there slugging it out for you while you're out enjoying your life. It just takes your stress and worry and shoots it out like into the stratosphere. Once this system is in place, you will be able to quickly and easily adapt it to go after new areas if your firm grows. The system is incredibly adaptable, and it can literally rocket launch you into new areas, saving you tons of time and tons of money. And best of all, you'll be growing your practice day by day and making more and more money. You're going to get back your life. You aren't going to be running around chasing your tail all the time. You'll have tons of work, but with that steady flow of work, you'll be able to find balance and get back the time you deserve for the other things in life that are so, so important. Family, time for yourself, all of that. Can you picture your life that way? It feels completely different. I've been on both sides, and I'm telling you, the difference in the you that you can be is absolutely incredible. You'll be able to get your stress level way down. You'll probably lose 10 points of blood pressure because you're out there stressing yourself day by day. The word marketing, it won't be a curse word anymore. Imagine that, thinking of marketing as a great thing instead of this looming cloud so many attorneys have described to me as. You're going to be able to watch as the system helps you create the wealth and success you deserve. I just love watching the metrics of the system and how it uplifts clients and changes their whole lives. It's amazing. All right, we've arrived. Are you ready? Let's go. I am so proud and excited to welcome you to the Scale System. It's going to change every facet of your life. It really is. This system absolutely changes lives. Are you ready for yours to be changed? There are just 4 components to the Scale System, but you need each one of them to drive qualified leads to call and hire you in numbers you have never had before. But before I explain the Scale System, I wanted to introduce myself properly so you know who the heck is this guy. Who's this guy talking to me? This is me. Again, my name is Andrew Summers. I opened my first business at 23. I've not stopped owning and operating and marketing and consulting on businesses ever since. I had a pretty steep learning curve. I spent a lot of money learning things the hard way for a really long time. I've had successes. I've had all-star failures. But I wouldn't trade any of them for anything because they led me here right now to where I am today. I absolutely love helping people be as successful as they deserve to be. I get to help people change their lives, and I love it. And I'm going to lay all my cards on the table here so you know exactly who I am. I haven't taken a single formal marketing class in my life. I've never sat in a classroom and turned in a work, or I've never taken a marketing test, none of that. Every single thing I've learned has been through really expensive mistakes early on and then hiring top level, and I mean top level coaches and mentors, leveraging the best parts of each of their knowledge. These are the people who have used their system to generate millions upon millions of clicks and millions upon millions of dollars in revenue. And I've taken their cumulative knowledge and forged it into the Scale System so that attorneys like you can become wildly successful and eliminate the stress and anxiety of getting themselves a ton of clients. So I'm kind of a two-coast guy here. I was born on the East Coast. I grew up on the West Coast. My father said one day that he would shovel no more snow, and he packed us up and took a partnership out in Los Angeles, and off we went. My father was an IP attorney. When I was a kid, he told me he went to work and drew that little R in a circle on things so nobody could copy them. I believed that for more years than I probably want to admit. My late grandfather, he was also an IP attorney, and they worked together for many, many years until my grandfather eventually retired. And one day when I was 9, someone at a family barbecue, they asked me, what are you going to do when you grow up, Andrew? And I said what most sons would say, which I'm going to be like my dad. I'm going to be an attorney and draw that little R on things in a nice office. And my dad turned to me and said, why the hell would you want to do that? I guess he wasn't super happy at work at the time. And but it's a great story. I actually remind him of it all the time. And I have a beautiful, smart, amazing daughter going to college out here in sunny San Diego. And she's going to be an engineer and has indicated the very many ways she's going to save the world. She's absolutely crushing it, and I'm beyond proud of her, and I'm smiling right now and as I talk about it because I am like the picture of the proud father. That's me. I have an absolute stay up all night, find out everything, know everything, watch every webinar, buy every technology product to test it out, see what works, see what doesn't, love affair with marketing. I literally cannot go to any business anywhere without looking around at the systems, the Fry guy, the floor plan, the marketing materials, ask them how they market, what parts of their business make the most money for them, who are their ideal clients. I do it all the time. I always just love trying to see what's working or what could work better, and I just love it. It doesn't seem like work to me. I could talk about it all day, obviously. It's my passion, and I'm really grateful to get to share it with people and help them become successful. And above all things, I absolutely love creating passive systems that work all the time for you, creating wealth and success while you're eating, sleeping, living your life. It's amazing to be able to create and see the results, the changes in people's lives. It just makes the work seem not like work at all to me. It's a gift to be able to do it, and I am truly, truly, truly grateful. So how did I discover the Scale System? Well, at the time, I had just opened a professional service company, and we had some success, but then we really flattened out. Our systems were all completely manual. They required a ton of time and effort. They were expensive, and they just weren't effective. We were buying leads which got more and more expensive, and sending out these weak mailers, which required tons of proofing and editing and creative and all this. So we had hired a marketing company that was referred to us by a friend, and you can't see me making those little quotation symbols with my fingers, but I am. A friend referred us to a marketing company, and they charged us $30,000. It's not $1 billion, but to us, especially at the time, it was no small chunk of change. And they pretty much gave us a pretty website, a brochure that didn't really even meet our target market that well at all, a few mailer ideas, a logo from an outsourced logo factory, and that's about it. It was a horrible, horrible waste of money, and it was a massive time drain because it took forever for them to even produce this stuff, and they needed tons of our input, and it was just a huge nightmare. Time sucked, money sucked, everything sucked. And we went back and forth with them. We went back and forth with them month after month after month producing it, and it made my blood boil. And in the end, it drove about 0 leads to our phone, and I mean just about 0. It was an 18-month disaster, and I was back to square one. So personally, I was overloaded, being pulled in every single direction with staff and just work, and I just didn't have the time to do a bunch of marketing. I didn't even know what to do. I needed clients bad, but I didn't have the time or literally the slightest idea how to go about getting them. I put my trust in that marketing firm, and they flat out didn't deliver. So I'm back at square one, minus 30 grand, so square negative 30,000, and I needed to do something, and I needed to do it fast. I needed to be working in my business and not on my business. I was determined, I just wanted to make sure I didn't throw more bad money at the problem. So I researched, and all night. I stayed up all night, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning and longer. And I found these top level mentors and coaches. I contacted, researched a bunch of them, and then I hired the absolute cream of the crop. They were expensive, really expensive. And I mean expensive. But they were getting incredible results, and I wanted incredible results. So I hired several of these top level advisors, and they shared their incredible knowledge and systems with me. I immediately saw the massive power and leverage they employed, and I realized that the money I had invested had been the smartest money I had ever spent in my life, ever. I went from spending the worst money in my life to spending the best money in my life. And I set out, I consolidated the best and most effective parts of their processes, and I created the scale system. Now, something dramatic has happened in marketing. It happened while many people were not paying attention. In particular, it happened to a few industries, and legal is right at the top of that list. Offline media conversion levels dumped into the sewer. Newspaper ads, mailers. Does anybody even get the yellow pages anymore? I just throw mine directly in the recycle bin. Never have offline media options converted at such a low level. There was a time when I was a kid, if you had the best business in town if you had the inside cover of the yellow pages. Do you guys remember that? Not anymore. Just about all offline media has followed the yellow pages into the dumpster. Referral networks, and by that I mean the way in which people seek out and offer up referrals to one another, went to Facebook. People know that if they type, hey, I need a whatever, into Facebook, they will get an immediate referral or 10 from people. And if your name's not being mentioned, then you're likely getting your referrals poached by your competition. Your potential clients are all engaging groups on Facebook to become better informed and collaborate. It's an incredibly effective way to gain knowledge, which I absolutely participate in as well. You can just sit in your jammies and interact with like-minded people or get answers to questions about any subject from the comfort of your own home. My groups, they're top-level masterminds for marketing, but still the concept's exactly the same. If you want to find me and people like me on Facebook, you just have to seek out the related groups, and boom, we're all there. Your customers are doing the same things. When they have questions related to the law or liposuction or any subject, they find their answers on Facebook. I remember in I think 93, 94, I saw this commercial and it had a website address under it. I'm almost positive it was for Sony. It was like Sony.com under the Sony ad. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. I was working for America Online. I don't even know if many of you know what that is, but I was working for America Online, and I was amazed. This is so cool. It's going to be so huge to be able to go and find out about a business or services on the internet. Here we go, fast forward 20 some odd, well, how many years is that now? And websites which used to be the most important thing you could have to market your business online are now just about the least important part of your marketing your business online. It's absolutely true. That company built me a pretty website, and I can tell you because I personally reviewed the analytics after we poured content and SEO and more content into it, and it just sat there like a business card thumbtacked to a bulletin board at the gym. It just sat there looking all pretty, and it didn't make me a dollar. You might be wondering why Facebook. A lot of attorneys I've spoken with ask the same thing, and I used to go into a ton of hard data and detailed graphs and show them why. I'm just going to give you the facts right here and prove to you beyond a shadow of a doubt that your potential clients are there, ready to be found. After the fourth quarter of 2017, Facebook had 2.2 billion, that's billion subscribers. BBB billion. China has 1.4 billion people. India 1.3 billion people. The US, I think it's US, Indonesia, Brazil, and Pakistan. I think it's Pakistan. Somebody can tell me I'm wrong. The next four on the list, together they have less than a billion. The next closest competitor to Facebook has 500 million less users. 500 million. That's 1.5 times the population of the entire United States. That's a lot of clicking or not clicking, actually, in that particular situation. So this is an interesting story, and I bring it up to illustrate a point about Facebook. Facebook paid $19 billion, again, billion with a B, $19 billion for WhatsApp. And I'd be willing to bet that out of 100 lawyers who listen to this webinar, 99 of them just said, what is WhatsApp? And you're not alone. WhatsApp is a chat app, and it was starting to show some tremendous growth internationally. Not so much in the States, but internationally. So Facebook, being the biggest kid on the block, they had two options, crush them or buy them. Buying them was better for their own reasons. I mean, they had an extra $19 billion or so laying around from all the people who's probably from the people that are running ads ineffectively on Facebook. And boom, they just gobbled them up. Facebook can afford to pay $19 billion to gobble up a competitor. There has never been a powerhouse like Facebook. They are the absolute king. So people are just consuming information. And they're right there waiting for you to get your message to them on Facebook. You've seen it everywhere you go. Everywhere you go. People's heads buried in their phone. It's incredible. Chipotle, in line, everyone's heads. Get in the elevator, everyone's heads. Down on their phones. 733 million people are regularly engaging with brands on Facebook. That's over 733 million people researching, buying goods, services, seeking experts, seeking referrals on Facebook 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. It's an absolute bonanza of customers. And Facebook subscribers aren't a bunch of teenagers or stay-at-home dads or moms or retirees. The Facebook global audience spans every category, from young to old. My 75-year-old father likes my little quippy jokes on Facebook, and he keeps in touch with my aunt in Toronto on Facebook. Every education level, every occupation, just everyone. They're all on Facebook, and on average, they're on 8 times a day. All right, now I'm getting really excited. We're getting back to the good stuff, so pay close attention. This is where we're going to get into the meat and bones of the scale system, and I'm going to show you how to get your phone to light up and sing with qualified clients who want to hire you. I'm ready. Are you ready? Let's go. Step 1. The first thing you absolutely must have, cannot succeed without it, is the right Facebook ad system. The Scale Facebook ad system is designed specifically to save you money first and then make you a ton of money later. It has been perfected over hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in ad spend. It's razor sharp. It cuts right through to your customers, gets them to engage with your Facebook ads right away. The principles that have literally been perfected in the Scale Facebook ad system have been proven and reproven and improved and improved and improved to become the most effective means of getting your message to potential clients in history. Literally in history. Unfortunately, for a lot of attorneys, they're using the wrong Facebook ad system or no system at all. All ads are definitely not created equal, not by a long shot. If you don't use the correct variables and parameters when creating your ads, you're throwing money out the window. The Scale system uses the perfect ad options for attorneys and makes sure every penny spent is stretched as far as possible. Many attorneys, they don't even use a strategy or system. They just fire an ad, put a picture of themselves sitting at a desk or something, and press the start button. They just spray an ineffective message in as many directions as possible and hope they eventually or even accidentally in a way get some hits. This is a tremendous waste of time and even more importantly money. They need a sniper rifle and they're using like a sawed-off shotgun. Messaging is an art and it's a science, an exact science. There are things that your messaging absolutely must contain, and if you aren't messaging correctly, you're letting clients slip right through your fingers. I mentioned that messaging is a science. There's literally a science about every single component of Facebook messaging, or of any ad for that matter. There's an exact science that has been irrefutably proven that even deals with exactly how many letters should be in Facebook ads. When the rules aren't understood, when they're not employed, you're shooting yourself in the foot and you probably have no idea why. When they don't have a plan, they can't figure out what the results are even telling them. They're just firing from the hip towards any shining object, and even if they get some small success, ineffective as it may be, they have no way of understanding why. They can't learn from it, and then they can't improve the response, which is incredibly powerful to do on Facebook. This last point is all about psychology. There are psychological triggers that need to be employed in marketing. Most Facebook ads I see, they do not leverage the psychological principles of messaging, and as a result, they're ignored or they're misunderstood, or worse, they simply don't motivate potential clients to act on them. So what's the problem? You need an incredibly effective Facebook ad system that will make every dollar and every penny you spend give you the most return possible. It needs to interrupt and engage your audience. It needs to leverage all of the incredible technologies that Facebook has created so that so many people aren't using properly. You need a system that will make your phone ring over and over with qualified clients. I am so excited to present to you the Facebook Scale Ad System. The Scale Facebook Ad System is really, really smart, and it just keeps getting smarter. It continually tracks and improves itself over time. Your acts, it just gets sharper and sharper, and your results, they improve and improve as a result. The Scale Facebook ad system will hone right in and pinpoint what's working the best, while it quarantines and eliminates what's not being effective. This is the absolute key to getting maximum bang for your buck. Scale Facebook ad system messaging leverages all of the research and psychology of messaging perfectly, driving messaging that your potential clients will understand and act upon. Your messaging needs to be understood by a 7-year-old in under 5 seconds. If it isn't, it's wrong. And that's not the only thing you have to get right, but that's one of the big ones. And if you're not there, if your messaging can't be understood by a 7-year-old in under 5 seconds, it's wrong. And the Scale Facebook ad system gets it right every time. All right, let's keep going. So Facebook is really, really good at one thing, and that one thing is keeping people engaged with Facebook. It's happened to me, it's happened to everyone. You go in and check in on Facebook for just a minute, and 20 minutes later, you're like commenting on someone's poll about matching socks in their tie or something like that. We've all done it because Facebook is amazing at keeping you on Facebook. And when it comes to marketing, Facebook employs the same principle of engagement with their advertisers. Facebook wants ads that people engage with because that keeps people on Facebook. So they reward successful marketing and mercilessly punish failure in the most effective way they can. They make effective marketing cheaper and they make ineffective messaging and marketing more expensive. Pretty simple. Does this make sense? I hope this makes sense because it's super important. Facebook makes ads that work better, and Facebook seeks out and punishes ads that don't perform optimally. The Scale Facebook ad system leverages this principle to drive down the cost of your marketing, allowing you to hit a wider audience for the same amount of money. And what happens? Your phone rings with much more qualified leads. I'm going to tell you that long ago I spent a ton of time and a ton of money using Facebook advertising the wrong way. It makes me mad when I start to talk about it because I should have known, but there's a little caveat to that story. There are ways that Facebook silently encourages those mistakes, and I fell right into them. It's like a little checkbox here, and it's already checked by default, and it shouldn't be. And like it's hidden back on a screen that people rarely check. And then there's a few suggestions from Facebook that really specifically steer you down the wrong road, and they cost you money and results. The Scale Facebook ad system will eliminate that waste and employ proven ads that work every time. All right, ready for step 2? Let's go. For those who don't know what a funnel system is, it's basically an automated system that guides leads through various points in your sales process. The Scale Funnel system has absolutely perfected the process. The Scale Funnel system, it's been battle tested using hundreds of thousands of dollars in R&D, and you get the benefit of all of that. It will qualify and it will even disqualify potential leads, making sure that the people who call your firm's phone, and they will call your firm's phone, it will make sure that those people call you and already know, like, and trust you. The tire kickers, the low ballers, they'll be flushed right out. And indoctrinated, qualified leads will be dialing you up in numbers you've never had before simply to hire you. Just about anyone can put together a sales funnel. They put together their mailer, they take some copy off some website, they do a little creative writing, and they turn on the machine. The problem is it's expensive to get traffic, 30% more expensive every year. And just as much as the principle of leverage can help you, it can also hurt you really, really bad, right in the wallet. If your funnel is a leaky bucket, you will waste money left and right. Sometimes when I'm explaining to people how important the right funnel is, they say to me, but I have a web page, why do I need a funnel? The answer is pretty much, how much did your business change the day after your website went live? It didn't. There was a time when a good website could bring you in some business. I'm a little bit of a broken record about this, but that time has since passed. Your website is just about as important as your business card, and in fact, it's just about the same thing. Websites simply do not convert in any measure on their own. There's a place for them, but again, like the day after I spent $30,000 or so on my website went live, my phone literally didn't ring, not once. This last one, so please contact us. Your website, it will do very little to get leads to know, like, and trust you, because guess what? People don't read your website. I hate to break it to you. They never read your website. They glance at it, they answer the question, do they have a website? And then poof, they're gone. In fact, I'll be showing you why getting a lead from a contact form is actually a bad thing later on. So wait for that. That'll make sense a little bit later on perfectly. One of my mentors, he has this black shirt, just a plain black shirt, and he must have 10 of them because he wears it every day. And it's just got white writing, and it says SEO won't save you. It's like his favorite saying. So SEO is completely stacked against you. If you don't know what SEO is, that's fine to stay that way. But for those of you who do, it's this never-ending rabbit hole of pretty much no results. The amount of time and effort and money it takes to get that ranking is incredible. And then when you do, guess what happens? Boom, Google changes all the rules, and you have to start all over again. It's rampant. And this is something I've learned without a doubt, and it's something I've had to wrestle with people about because they just fall in love with their pretty beautiful website, and all the fonts are perfect, and all the button corners are like feng shui aligned in sync with the winter solstice or whatever it is. And pretty websites do not convert leads. In fact, some somewhat ridiculously ugly websites are making companies millions of dollars right now, and I can show you some examples. They're effectively just a part of a funnel, but they're just ugly and they're simple. They're kind of, the prettier the website, the less effective it is. It's actually amazing. If you're worried about making your website better, you're wasting your money, but your potential clients will literally never notice. In fact, you might have noticed I don't even have a website. I assure you that this isn't because I can't get one. I used to code in like HTML1, which was the original web page language. I can make websites the hard way in about 10 minutes. But a website for what I do is completely wrong. It will only attract people who I won't work with. Tire kickers, lowballers, people I just don't waste my time with. I mentioned this already, but this is another favorite of one of my mentors. This is a fact. The price of traffic is going up 30% every year, and there's only so much room for advertising, and it's full. So let the bidding war begin, and who knows where it's going to go. What that means is you have to squeeze every single possible lead out of every dollar you spend to make sure you get the most possible return. If you aren't using the right funnel, you're going to leave money on the table, and you're compounding and exponentially scaling your problem. So in order to get your firm's phone to ring off the hook with qualified leads who know, like, and trust you and are simply calling to hire you, you need a funnel that will block out everyone else so you don't waste your time and resources on them at all. You need it to work flawlessly 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, kicking out potential clients one after another after another. You need the scale funnel system. The scale funnel system is a proven winner. It will weed out people who will waste your time, because what's good in getting your phone to ring 1,000 times if 750 of those people are a complete waste of time? You've literally like halved your fees effectively by spending a ton of time figuring out that these people aren't going to hire you, or sometimes that you actually don't even want them to hire you. And this is back to what I love the most, my biggest passion in life. I just love going to sleep knowing that I have a system out there that's working, making me money even while I'm sleeping. It never takes a day off, never calls in sick. The scale funnel system automates your lead conversion, allow you the time to take great care of your clients and take back your life. The scale funnel system is smart. It can tell you what parts of it aren't working to the highest possible level, and you can go in and quickly make adjustments. It just keeps getting better and better over time. The scale funnel system will get people, it'll put an invisible fence around your leads. So when they meet you, when they dial your firm and get on the phone with you, they'll already trust you and understand how you can help them and why you're the expert and how you can get them to where they need to be. And they'll have eliminated any other option but you in their minds. It will put your clients in a position where they have no other option on the table but you. Any other decision would make absolutely no sense. It's that powerful. Now I've reached the third step out of 4, my secret weapon. This is absolutely my secret weapon. I never would have believed it if you had told me, but it's true. The scale email system. For almost every lawyer, this is the biggest money maker of all. I promise you. I'm glad you made it this far. I know you're starting to see the picture form here. Are you ready for this? All right, let's do this. Marketing through email is one of the trickiest things you can do, and most people just don't get it right. Most of the time, their emails are never seen, or they just bug the heck out of their potential clients with things that, don't engage them, or they drown themselves by putting themselves in a giant box with everyone else, completely indiscernible from your competitors. When you spend money on ads and then just turn around and your email system drives your leads to your competition, it's like you're doing their marketing for them. I see this happen over and over with bad email systems. They don't engage, they simply annoy, and you can hear this giant whoosh, flush of money straight out to your competitors. By the time people are receiving emails from you, they know what you do. They get it. So detailing to them is just overload, and they don't I'll say heck. They don't give a heck. This is a family video. But you know what I mean. There's a psychological response to too much information. The brain just shuts off. I've seen tons of campaigns that do this. They just try acquisition by bombardment, and they're spouting off about all they can do, and absolutely nobody's reading a word. So yeah, don't fight Microsoft or Google or Yahoo or anyone as an email client. They're going to win. Their tools are designed to weed out messages people might not want. There's a science to getting past this, and if you don't employ it correctly, you're sending out your emails to the abyss. The solution is the scale system. With the scale email system, your emails will get open, read, processed, and acted upon. It leverages all the psychology and finesse perfectly to get your leads to pick up that phone and call you. This system has been proven over and over again to recycle and revive your leads and get phone call after phone call. I said earlier that the email system was your secret weapon, and that comes directly from one of my mentors who told me how he's still always absolutely shocked at how incredibly well email can perform using the techniques employed perfectly in the scale system. I literally didn't believe it myself until I saw it with my own eyes. People do not read content that tells them about what you do. They want to know who you are and if they can trust you. That's it. We use a system of symptomatic attraction to get them to pay attention. And then we continue the conversation in their head until they feel you're the only person who understands their problem and can help them. This is a completely different approach than everyone else out there. We don't tell them what you can do to help them. We keep their mental conversation going until they pick you themselves. It's absolutely amazing the difference in how effective this is in bringing clients who are already closed. So as I've said, you need an amazing email system. You cannot be successful without one, believe me. And the Scale email system is literally the best. It uses a completely different method for engaging your customers, and it works like absolute crazy. It will duck around systems that are designed to stop junk because it isn't junk. Your emails will get read and you will convert leads into customers. A lot of lawyers don't believe this can happen. Maybe they've tried before and got no results. That definitely happens. I'm telling you, over half the strategy calls I go on are from my email system. Over half. Can you believe that? It's true, and it will absolutely be true for you as well if you use the Scale email system. All right, the final step. Here we go. So some of you may not understand this right now, but that's okay, you will. I'm going to give you a brief explanation, and when I say brief, I mean brief. Here it is. Facebook knows everything about you. Your dog, your neighbor, third grade teacher, it knows everything about everyone, all your potential clients. Facebook knows what they do, where they go, it knows when. And if you know what you're doing, you can use Facebook tools to laser focus who can see your Facebook ads and where, how, and details you wouldn't even believe. The faster and more accurately this can be done, the less money will be wasted learning and the more money will be made moving forward. It's incredibly powerful. It's been proven to work over and over. The Scale Facebook audio system cuts through the waste and gets the messaging in front of the right people so they act and call and hire you. I have seen many campaigns that don't leverage their audience properly. This goes back to what I talked about, how Facebook wants engagement. Facebook doesn't want ads showing to people who don't want to see them. They want people to see an ad for suntan lotion, and they want them to be like, Irish. They want them to be fair skinned. Those are the people that Facebook wants to see suntan advertisements. That way people will say, yes, I am worried about skin cancer, and yes, I will buy this gallon of Coppertone. And when your audience system is off, even just a little bit, you're driving up the price of your leads and not reaching your ideal customers. So this is another key point. If you don't set up your ad campaigns properly and use your audience in a segmented way to really understand where you are achieving success, you never have any chance of learning from your results and then leveraging your successes. The key to success is scale, and you cannot get there unless this is absolutely perfect. All right, I'm going to tell you a secret. Using the Scale Facebook ad audience system, we will test your ads for right around $5 a day, $5. So when you don't test, you're driving blind. But when you test, you don't need to spend a lot of money at all. In fact, not testing for the least possible expenditure it's a huge waste. There's no point. You can just send a mailer to every single mailbox in America, and yes, you will hit your clients, but your acquisition costs won't be particularly impressive. You'll just lick like a ton of stamps. This is the key. This is what it's all about right here. And if you don't target and retarget, you're just being wasteful. Facebook is incredibly powerful. Not using it correctly can powerfully waste truckloads of money. So how do you find your potential clients, and how do you not waste money on people who are not and never will be your clients? The solution is the Scale audience system. The Scale audience system will automatically employ incredible amounts of leverage for you. The Scale audience system starts with a really sharp axe. It just keeps sharpening, keeps getting better results. The system will allow you to test your market for the least possible amount of money to avoid waste, and then once you get locked on, you can scale, and get your phone to start ringing and ringing and ringing. It's incredible. You have to find your customers as precisely as possible. I can't state this enough. It is so important to be precise when you're using the principle of scale. Any inefficiency is compounded over and over and over again. The Scale system will eliminate these inefficiencies and hit the nail square on the head every time. Using the Scale audience system, you can switch gears. Maybe you're doing one type of work with one potential client, one potential type of client, and you want to be doing another. You want to scale up a particular part of your business. The Scale audience system can jump right on that and find those new potential clients quickly and with the lowest possible expenditure. Then once you get them, what do? Scale. So you've just learned about an incredible system that can absolutely change your life. I appreciate you staying with me, and I hope you learned a lot. And you can figure this out yourself. You're smart. If you stop what you're doing right now and dedicate yourself and bury yourself in this, you can learn it all. You can make mistakes and learn from them and try to make them again. This book, what's that book? The Outliers. It's Outliers. I almost forgot the name of it. By Malcolm, I think it's Malcolm Gladwell. Have you guys heard of it? Awesome book. Anyway, Malcolm Gladwell, he concludes that to be an expert, you need 10,000 hours of practice. That's what the Beatles did when they were playing 12-hour sets in like dingy clubs long before anyone ever bought a record from them. It's why an attorney who's been in the courtroom for 10,000 hours is just better than a lawyer just out of law school. 10,000 hours. You could put in the hours to become an expert, and I promise if you do, I believe each and every one of you can be an expert at this. I didn't have 10,000 hours to put in. I just didn't. So I did the smartest thing I could have ever done. I hired experts to do it for me and teach me it. And they had about, I don't know, 50,000 hours combined or more, and it spent and made tons of money in the process. I invested in myself by investing in the mastery of others, and that has made the most incredible difference in my life. I cannot even begin to tell you how smart of a decision that was. I urge you to do like I did. Choose option 2. It can give you back your life. It did for me 100%. So this I got from one of my mentors. He says, it's a dark night. Someone has to land this plane. Your kids are sleeping on it. It's raining, it's cold, it's icy. Who do you want to land the plane? Are you going to grab the controls yourself and hope for the best? Probably not. You want an expert. Your business deserves an expert. You deserve an expert. Your firm deserves to have the best possible chance at success at landing this plane. The scale system is that expert, and I sincerely hope you leverage that expert and get rid of the stress, the lack of sleep, the anxiety, just the nightmare of marketing your firm. The scale system can be your hero. It changed my life. I can't say it enough. So here's how we can fix this for you fast. I want to share with you how to fully leverage all of the things you just learned in this video, all the things I've shared that are products of hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in ad spend, perfecting this system and creating amazing change in people's lives. All those times you said to yourself during this, hey, that makes sense. Hey, that's an interesting point. That makes sense. That sounds different. I want to help you take those things and get the maximum benefit from them. And I want to do it completely for free. I talked about it in this video. This is all incredibly serious. I like to have fun. I joke around a bit, as you can tell. But when it comes to getting people out of the situation they're in, the spiraling, all year long plane crash their system is for getting new clients and the effects that it has on their lives, I am 100% serious. That stuff can ruin lives, ruin families, ruin careers. And if it's not handled, it just keeps getting tougher and tougher, literally by the day. So I'd like to set up a call and give you completely free my Scale System Qualified Legal Client Attraction Blueprint. Now I want you to pay attention. I'm going to tell you exactly how this call is going to go. On the call, I'm going to give you a complete Scale System Facebook plan and blueprint so you can get rid of the stress and all that garbage and start attracting your dream clients immediately. Now, before I tell you why I'm willing to do this for free, let me tell you about the personalized plan. I'm going to give you a completely customized plan according to your goals and show you how you can use that plan to attract 25, 50, 75 or more clients per month. When you hang up the phone, you have the exact system you can start using immediately, just like my clients, to get your phone ringing like it never has before with qualified legal clients who want to hire and pay you for your expertise. And now here's why I'm willing to do this for free. So this isn't some hard closed sales pitch. I hate that. Everyone does. I wouldn't do that to you or anyone else. In fact, this is the high pressure sales pitch that you're going to hear from me at the end of the call. I'm going to ask, would you like my help implementing this plan? You can simply answer yes or no. Now, I only bring on between 6 to 8 clients a month in order to ensure that I have to dedicate the correct amount of time resources necessary to make each of my clients as successful as they deserve. So there's a chance we might even not talk about the yes option. So the worst thing that can happen is you leave this call with an exact customized plan to go out there and implement and drive qualified lead after lead to your phone. Plus, I talked about this earlier, no matter what, You will leave the call with 2 exclusive bonuses I put together. In fact, I actually just updated them. You'll leave the call with those 2 exclusive bonuses. The first bonus lets you in on 3 secrets that I have proven to absolutely kill it. They absolutely kill it when your goal is to attract qualified legal clients. The second bonus is the cure to networking and shaking a million hands, which nobody has time for anymore, and worse, it works at a fraction of how it used to. I'm excited for you to have both. I get a lot of great feedback from them, so they're yours. The best possibility is that you will love the plan I create for you and see how all the points I've covered can change not just your work, but everything in your life, and decide to become a client of mine. And if that's the case, we'll talk about it for like 2-3 minutes, maybe 5 at the end of the call. So here's the link to my application page. Go to this link and fill out the application with just a few details. It's really brief, like a minute or 2, very little, just to make sure I'm ready to make best use of your time on the call. And let's make a change to your life starting right now. I'm really excited to get on the phone and meet you. I talked a lot about the market and how it's changing. This is one of those things that literally costs you money every single day. And what's more, if you don't have your systems in place, if you don't have each of those 4 parts in perfection, you're going to cost yourself time and money, and your stress is just going to keep going up. That feeling of powerlessness, we can fix that. We really can. And it's simple. I speak to lawyers who are just over the top, neck vein popping out. They're just completely deflated. They're getting bombarded with people promising them the world, and they just don't know what to do. They've either tried things, spent money like I did with that 30 grand I spent on the marketing company, and they do not know what direction to turn in. They know they need help, and they get on the call with me, and like I said, I hate salesy stuff. I'm not in this business to do salesy pitching. I hate it. But they get on the calls with me, and they realize how this is affecting them, their health. Many of them, their blood pressure is up. I've had attorneys tell me they're drinking. It's just ripping through their lives. It affects relationships with friends, with people. People that get stressed, sometimes they become reclusive. There's depression. There's eating too much. There's a myriad of health issues that come with that. And we just talk about how to fix it and get them a plan. And I can hear the change in them physically, like a weight starts to lift right off of them, right on the call. It's absolutely amazing. And how's this affecting your home life? This is another thing, just from all this stress you keep bringing home because you have to bring it home. Everybody brings it home. People sometimes they don't know. They don't know they don't know they have it, and it's either coming out in anger or it's coming out sideways, or they're trying so hard to bottle it up that they just shut everything down or like a wall. No matter how you cope with it, it affects everything in your life. Pretty much every attorney I speak to is a good attorney. I rarely find attorneys getting on calls with me who aren't experienced, who don't know their craft really well. But many of them say even their performance on the clients they do have is affected by all this stress. So not only is the stress literally killing them physically and affecting their relationships with just about everyone in their lives, but it makes them not be effective on the clients that they have, which, man, once that starts to happen, hopefully it hasn't happened to you, but it's likely on the horizon because stress is a killer. Once that starts to happen, you're in serious trouble. I have a lot of attorneys tell me when we get on the call is one of their fears is that they're not techie. Now, I'm pretty techie. There are certainly people out there who are more techie than I am, but I definitely get to be called techie. But what's great is if you don't have to be techie at all. I mean, if you can answer an email, you can pass the test. Actually, even if you can't answer an email, we can make it work. The 2 giveaways, they're great. As I said, I get a ton of great feedback on them, and I just updated them actually, as I mentioned, because like everyone else in this field, I'm constantly evolving, constantly refining, and making sure I stay out in front of the hordes of people that are always playing catch up. So we'll get on the call, and we'll get you a plan to fix all this. And it's not hard, it's simple. It's simple because the mistakes have all been made for you. That quote, the difference between the master and the student is the master has failed more times than the student has ever tried. That's this. And that's what I leverage myself to find this system. And that's what you can leverage yourself. You don't have to go out and waste a ton of money falling on your face and all the pain and fatigue and stress that comes with that. So I want to urge you again. This link is here for the taking. You have no risk. Only positives can come out of our call. Don't say I'll do it tomorrow, because you're just like me. Tomorrow almost never comes when we put things off. Life just gets in the way, and soon it's forgotten. And then fast forward a period, and it's time's gone. You can't go back. And now, of course, fast forward, it's all worse. It's all harder to fix, and that's the truth of all this. Is, the longer you wait, the harder it gets to fix. If you aren't getting ahead of it today, you're falling farther and farther behind. So follow that link, fill out that form, and book a call. It takes us in 3 minutes total, just a few quick questions, and then you pick a time that works for you. And I look forward to getting on the call with you and fixing this and getting you back to being the best you possible. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon.